Hi there, my name is Porsha Olayiwola, and I'm a writer, performer, educator, futurist, etc. And I've been working on a lot of poems about water and the Black diaspora from a futurist lens, right? And so these two poems I'm gonna read are about that. The first is recounting a time I went to Nigeria to visit my father, but we ended up going to a slave port. And on this tour, on this walk of no return, there was a well that was slavers made, captive Africans drink from the well. And it said that they would get short-term memory loss and they would forget the way home. And this poem is about that, or explores that. It's called We Drink at the Altonation Well, and it begins with an epigraph from Amy N. Dalton and Lee Hung. And it reads, motivated forgetting is a psychological defense mechanism whereby people cope with threatening and unwanted memories by suppressing them from consciousness. In Badagry, there is a hungry well of water and memory loss. In Badagry, there was a well of people lost across a haven of water. In Badagry, there was a port overwhelmed and unreturned. To omit within the mind is to ebb heavenward. Memory is a wealth choking the brain, and unresponsibility, violence in the mind, and the mind forgets in order to remember the self before the violence begat. In Badagry, trauma washes ungodly memory heavenward. In Badagry, there is an alternation well meant to wish away a passage, meant to unhaven a people. Violence is underwhelming. In return, what the body eats, the mind waters. Responsible is the memory for unremittal. Royal is the body for return. God is the mind for wafting. Forgetting is a port homeward. In Badagry, hungry memory grows angry. In Badagry, the memories unchoke. Trauma uneats the royal. In Badagry, there is a heaven of people responsible for the birthright of remembering, for the well of us across a haven of water, overwhelmed and unreturned. That's that first poem. And this next piece is about Black folks and water. And then specifically it's about Dorothy Dandridge, who was a famous actress, singer, played Carmen Jones. People said she was before her time, but really she was before the civil rights movement, right? So she didn't get all the opportunities afforded to her. And there is this story that goes, she was at this hotel, the Last Frontier in Vegas, singing, and she, expressed that she couldn't wait to get into the pool. And they told her she couldn't get into the pool because they would have to drain it if a Black person got in it. And this is a reimagination of that. And it's called Dorothy Dips a Toe into a Pool After Being Warned the Water Would Be Drained Should a Black Person Swim in It. 1953, Las Vegas. And all at once, without and within, each well of wet everywhere swelled dry. The woman in the shower, shriveling, shaken, bare. The cook steaming at the sink's faulty faucet, the rust keening and dragging itself through pipes. Chalices unfilled, air wilts the face. Moisture abandons the flesh, the breath, the girth. Water unflows, reruns away like blood from a womb. The swimming pool brimming moments ago now hold mothers who hold babies, dry sobbing at its base. Hip and ankle bones protrude at odd angles. Guests at the last frontier lay leisurely, their bodies broiled brittle on the deck. The black spell is the yes cascading over a no. The anti to the anti, all kept from me in spite, shall spite keep from you with force. And in another land, unpromised, the color blue opens and spreads to blanket each eye. Dorothy stands at the water's edge. Her curls and linen lie loose. Her skin, cool and sweet, sings a song unsang but known. Dorothy, a tall tide, coaxing herself into herself. Dorothy, a good curse, moves until waves wade at her waist. The dancing wet rushes to gather at her hips. She cups the clear in her palms and splashes upward. Dorothy lifts her arms, and ocean rain urges the body to name itself religion. Dorothy splatters and ripples bring forth a sanctum. Each droplet is plenty for the city's southeast. A shower gives itself to the children on 83rd playing at the hydrant. A spray fills the pot of collards on the back burner. Another flows through a school's fountain once lined with lead. Dorothy swishes water into the sugar breeze, and it lingers in air. No one thirsts. Moisture soothes a lonely throat. Dew demands a mother's seeds to grow. Dorothy raises the ocean, and oh, I want to tell you how her hands cradled full drops toward the sky, how the water could hardly stand to let her go. Thank you.